Hello, fam. It's Young. This is Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, a channel where I rant and I review, man. Look, we gonna talk inbox versus loose action figures, man. And I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't get it. At one point in time, I was a, everything inside the box type of guy. It was up on walls and, had it displayed on the wall all the way around the room, man. But you know what? That takes up a lot of damn room. You take them out the box, you can get more figures on one stand. But if you're putting them up on a shelf, it almost looks like a store. I don't want this to look like a store. I want it to look like a collection. I want it to look like these are well taken care of and they are played with. That, you know that they are loved in the area that they're in. I'm not saying that, being in a box don't mean that it's, loved. It's just like Funko pop collectors, man. The box has to be immaculate. They don't give a fuck if the inside toy is damaged, but the box is superb. I don't want a superb box. I'm not buying a damn box. I'm buying a toy. How about I just give you the box and I keep the toy? It's a fair deal. A lot of times we lose our minds out here and not realize what the what is. You're collecting the toys, not the box. Toys in box command a higher premium. Toys outside the box, you might as well say it knocks what, $5 or $10 off? Depending if it's a real hard to find item like that Archangel up there for Marvel Legends, you ain't gonna get that for cheap. Most people are like, oh man, I could get that for $5. You can't get that for $5. Only at some garage sale where people just selling shit. That's the only place you don't get that at. Or the Goodwill where they don't know what it is, they just threw it out on the shelf. Fam, it's real. A lot of us are still looking for those 1990, early 2000 prices, man. You're not gonna find those prices anymore. The internet messed all of that up. When I say the internet, YouTube basically killed that. A lot of resellers were selling their ass off before YouTube. And once YouTube got into play, man, they told everybody how much they were making, and people were like, hey, I could make some of your money too. Guess what? Why shouldn't you? Man, I've been sitting here looking at every damn thing, man. I've been looking at all the stuff that I collect, and why is it important to me to keep collecting? Why is it important to me to tell people about deals? Why is it important to me, even if I stop for a while, to move around and do other stuff, man? You know what? I still collect, don't get it wrong. But from time to time, I stop for a minute. I focus on other things, and that's what you should do. You should have, like, yourself divided, bills such and such, and your toys. You pay all your shit off, got your little rainy day fund, you got, whatever you need. If you got $20 damn in a rainy day fund, it's better than having nothing. A lot of people may look at you and say, man, $20, man, that can't do shit. Could put gas in your car, could put food on your table. I'm just gonna be honest, man. A lot of us, with all the rise in prices and every damn thing else, we don't have that much of money to spare. So when those deals hit at Target, this is why we had such an uproar with people jumping out all at Target. Like I told you last video, there was toy aisles full of grown-ass men without kids buying toys. And you know what? That's a good thing. To me, you could tell collectors from resellers just throwing shit in carts. Collectors picking up one or two and just like, man, I finally got it, man. Or just picking up one a piece and like, man, I got it. I finally found a deal. I finally found something, man, that, I'm like everybody else, finding deals out here. That's when you win it. That's when you feel like you win it. Because you realize that it's more than just that. Like I tell you, when I go to Dollar Tree and I found those Gundams, and I was feeling okay about those $1.25 Gundams, and people like, oh, man, that ain't really nothing, man. I don't understand why you really going in like that, man. You could have picked up some other stuff. You know what? That made me feel good. $1.25 made me feel damn good, man. I'm like, man, let me win for a minute before you rain on my parade, man. Come on. Let us, understand what is really going on here. We really need to focus on other shit. Stop tearing one another down. Stop, doing too much, man. At the end of the day, look, it's about us all out here trying to win, man. There's so many people trying to gatekeep collecting, trying to tell you what you should and should not buy, man. Whatever your pockets can afford, you know what your pockets can afford. I don't know what your pockets can afford. That's why I can't speak for nobody pockets but man. I get on here and I talk about everything because, again, we should be talking about everything, not just one thing. I talk about the economy. I talk about life in general. I talk about conspiracy theories when I was a child. I talk about all this stuff because all of this plays a part because we all are going through this shit over and over again. And we comparing now to back then. And we trying to see what do they meet in the middle at. And honestly, none of this shit meet in the middle. We're seeing shit that we have never seen before. And trust me, I've been alive for a minute. So I've been looking back at all of the time I've been alive. And I'm like, these times right now are unprecedented. People talk about crime and, crime has never been this bad. Crime has never came out of certain communities. Now that crime is everywhere, people are feeling it and starting to say, when did all of this happen? It's just like when drugs left certain communities and went to other communities, it became an epidemic. It was an epidemic before. You know what? It's real, fam. People don't pay no attention to this shit. You don't ever pay attention to something till it bites you in the ass, until it affects you. The reason why this country is the way it is because, not because of Republicans and Democrats. Man, those people don't have no power. And I'm being honest, they truly have no power. These are puppets that are used to keep us in our place. And when I talk about toys, man, you might as well just hold your toy up and move it around and be like, move your toy around just like this. And these are your Republicans and these are your Democrats. These people are just lining their pockets. They don't have no power, man. Your president has no power. Your president is basically a puppet, just like all the rest of them. And it's no disrespect to him or anybody else that held that office before, but there are people behind the government that rule the government. Dude, election is a farce. It's a farce, man. Look, put it like this. All these people that voted for people and people still lost. Certain people done had landslide victories and lost. You're like, how the hell that happened? Like, oh, but he didn't have enough electoral votes. You got to have electoral votes. People just voting for you don't really mean nothing. And you like, huh? Then why the hell are we voting? But, this video is not about none of that. It's just letting you know that everything here is affected by every damn thing. I sat back the other day, man, and I was just looking at my toys, man, and I was just looking at people trying to sell me stuff. And, it's all fun until you start thinking about it. Until you start thinking about where that money is coming from. Where you got to pull that money from in order to get something. Like the USS Flag. Somebody tried to sell it to me. I think, what was it for this time? $300? It was missing a lot of pieces. It had the structural pieces. It had the whole deck, but it didn't have the upper, like the part where the captain be in and all of that makes the top part of the ship. All that stuff. So that stuff right there, if you looked at eBay, would be damn near $350. So I was looking at that and I was like, man, and I'm just being honest right now, man. It's like, do you want to? When you're collecting, it's all up to you, man. Nobody can tell you how to collect or what to collect or when to actually spend your money. You got to have it in your head like, man, this is one of my grail pieces. But even when reality set in, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand, nostalgia wears off. Your love for that toy wears off. You starting to realize that this damn thing is $1,000 for a USS Flag, you know, and you be like, man, am I really gonna do anything with it? You know, it's like a damn cocktail table. It's so damn big, you know. Then you want to put the wood under the bottom of it to make it where it won't come apart, and it's held together damn near permanently. Then you want to mount it somewhere, and you sitting here like, yeah, I don't know about all that. You know, I was looking at Rebels, Reptiles, and I think Games. Watch his channel a lot. And I seen his USS Flag. Looks cool. Fam, I love to see people win. I love to see people. I look at Fred Hall and I look at his pickups and his drawings and, you know, all the stuff that he do, man. His comic books. And, dude, I look at channels, man, and, you know, even Savage Land. And I watch his stuff, man. He's pretty cool. I see he cracked 1,000 a little while ago, man. That's cool. I love looking at people and, you know, seeing what everybody else is doing. And I realize the difference between this channel and everybody else is me. I'm me. Dude, we here most of the time because if you ever notice, a lot of us, when we get to watching stuff, we want content. A lot of us will binge watch. A person can have 1,000 damn videos. If you got a person that could binge watch or don't even gotta watch it, just listen to it, bro, about the time you get through listening, you be sitting there like, damn, I didn't realize I listened to that many videos. You know, you like, in a day, you can, you know, if you just drive and you could just be listening and all of that stuff, man, it's cool. And this is what I tell people. When you get out here, man, this is about you winning. This is about you, you know, I throw deals out there. I tell people where I found stuff, you know, where I see things at, man. You know, I was over here at Ollie's and they had all this. This is what I tell people. You know, you have to look at this stuff. You know, again, sometimes you don't even got to do the work, and people like, man, but, you know, I can't find it and this and that. And I'm like, damn, really? Like, come on, man. They just sat the shit in your lap and said, man, just go pay for it. Man, but really, do I have to pay for it? You like, damn, like, come on. You need too much. Man, I'm going to tell you something. Live your best life. I'm going to tell you, just like I tell anybody when I talk about conspiracy theories, everything sounds false until shit start telling you that it's true. You know, until you start seeing things that change your mind on things, that's when you start paying attention. A lot of us just don't care. A lot of us will happily keep our eyes blinded, keep our eyes closed, and, you know, don't matter, stick our head in the sand and, you know, and just don't pay attention to the rest of the world. But, you know, you can only do that for so long until you start noticing shit ain't right. You know, I was there, and I started noticing a lot of shit wasn't right. You know, and this is why I get in with this stuff. Everybody want box video games and you know, they want their video games in boxes, the action figure in boxes. You know what? I could understand the action figure as far as the Nintendo Switch. I mean, the video games as far as the Nintendo Switch. I could understand those because those are little cards. But when it comes to action figures, man, I just don't want all these big-ass boxes all over the place. You know, after a while, you know, to me, what if the box get wet? Shit, if the basement flood, these are toys. They just don't get wet. All I have to do is dry them off, you know, wipe them down with disinfectant, you know, and stuff like that. But when you got them in boxes, man, that's a whole different story, man. I just don't know, man. I'm just feeling some kind of way about everything. But till later, fam, thank you for watching. Peace out.